We often have a picture of an enlightened person as someone who is almost inhumanly stoic, someone who has risen above the messy world of feelings, who no longer feels the sting of loss or the delight of joy. But the early scriptures paint a much more relatable picture. We see the Buddha experience physical pain. We see his chief disciple, Sariputta, grieve when the Buddha himself passes away. They didn't stop having feelings. What they transformed was their reaction to their feelings. They were no longer thrown off balance by the arising and passing of pleasure and pain. They learned to abide in a state of profound, caring balance in the midst of it all. This state is called Upekkha, or equanimity, and it is a universe away from the cold, disconnected state of emotional numbness. This brings us to one of the most subtle and important questions on the contemplative path. How do we tell the difference between the radiant peace of genuine equanimity and the flat, gray landscape of emotional numbness or the dissociation that can come with depression? Before we go any further, it is vital to state that this exploration is for the purpose of contemplative clarity. It is not a diagnostic tool. If you are struggling with symptoms of depression or dissociation, the kindest and wisest action is to seek the support of a qualified mental health professional. Today, we're going to act as careful cartographers of our inner world. We will map out the distinct qualities, the inner flavors of both true equanimity and emotional numbness, so that we can learn to recognize the difference between a sign of profound well-being and a sign that we may need compassionate support. To tell the difference between these two states, we have to look beyond the surface level of simply not feeling a strong emotion. We need to become sensitive connoisseurs of our own inner world, learning to recognize the distinct flavor and texture of each state. We can compare them across 4 key areas. First, the quality of clarity. Genuine equanimity, or Upekkha, is full of life. It is characterized by a bright, vivid, and highly alert mental clarity. Your mind feels sharp, present, and awake. It's like looking through a perfectly clean window on a sunny day. You see everything with precision, but without being disturbed. You are more connected to reality, not less. Emotional numbness, on the other hand, is characterized by a dull, foggy, or hazy state of mind. It feels heavy, slow, and disconnected. Instead of clarity, there's a sense of brain fog or a feeling of being underwater. It is an absence of vividness. It's like looking through a dirty, rain-streaked window on a gray day. Second, the quality of spaciousness. Upekkha feels open, vast, and fundamentally spacious. There is a sense that the heart and mind are large enough to hold any experience: joy, sadness, pleasure, pain, without being overwhelmed. Feelings can come and go freely within this vast, accepting space. It is like an open hand, able to receive whatever comes without closing around it. Numbness feels contracted, tight, and shut down. It is not an opening to experience. It is a closing against experience. It's a defense mechanism. The mind feels small and brittle, as if it's bracing for an impact. It is like a clenched fist, protecting itself by refusing to feel anything at all. Third, the quality of energy. Upekkha is a state of balanced, peaceful, and sustainable energy. It is not a passive or sleepy state. The mind is steady, composed, and capable. It is a sign of profound mental health and resilience, a quiet strength that is ready and available. It is like a sailboat, perfectly balanced in the wind, moving forward with effortless power. Numbness, conversely, is rooted in exhaustion and depletion. It is a state of low or even zero energy. It is a sign that the nervous system is overwhelmed and has gone into a state of shutdown to conserve its last resources. It is like a boat that is completely becalmed in a dead sea, unable to move. Fourth, the quality of care. This is perhaps the most important distinction. Upekkha is saturated with a quiet, deep, and unconditional care. It is born from wisdom and compassion. Because you're not caught in your own reactivity, your heart has a greater capacity to feel for the well-being of yourself and others. It is the steady, caring heart of a loving grandparent. Numbness is characterized by indifference and disconnection. It's hard to care about yourself, let alone anyone else. The heart feels walled off, and there's a painful sense of isolation. It is the heart in a state of retreat. So, in short, equanimity is a state of radiant clarity, spaciousness, and caring presence, while numbness is a state of dullness, contraction, and disconnected exhaustion. One is an opening to life, the other is a closing down. So, why is learning to tell the difference between equanimity and numbness so important? Because knowing what we are experiencing allows us to respond with wisdom and skill rather than confusion. If we mistake numbness for spiritual peace, we might ignore a vital signal that our mind and body are overwhelmed. We might neglect our very real need for support, connection, or professional help. The skillful response to recognizing numbness is not to judge it, but to meet it with profound gentleness. It is a sign that we need to offer ourselves care, perhaps through a dedicated loving-kindness practice, connecting with a trusted friend, or most importantly, seeking the guidance of a therapist. On the other hand, if we mistake genuine equanimity for numbness or indifference, we can create a great deal of unnecessary doubt. We might think we're doing it wrong or becoming unfeeling. The skillful response to recognizing true equanimity is to trust it. It is a sign of progress on the path, a fruit of your practice. It is a resource of inner strength and balance that you can learn to rest in and rely upon. To help you get a clearer sense of your own inner state, here is a gentle practice. It is not about achieving anything, but simply about learning to listen. We can call it the fourfold check-in. At any point in your day, you can pause, take a soft breath, and gently ask your inner world these 4 questions. 1. First, is there clarity? Is the mind bright and awake right now, or is it foggy and dull? Second, is there space? Does the heart feel open and spacious, or is it tight and contracted? Third, is there energy? Is there a sense of quiet, balanced vitality, or a feeling of deep exhaustion? Fourth, is there care? Can I feel a quality of gentle care or warmth in my awareness, or is there a feeling of indifference? There are no right or wrong answers. The only goal is to know, with kindness, what is true for you in this moment. This knowing is the beginning of all wisdom. The path to peace is a subtle one. True equanimity, the Upekkha of the Buddha, is not an absence of feeling, but a deep and caring presence that is vast enough to hold all of life's feelings with unshakable balance. It is a sign of profound health and inner freedom. Numbness is its opposite, a sign of overwhelm and a courageous call from our own hearts for gentle care and support. Learning to read the signals of your own inner world is one of the greatest kindnesses you can offer yourself. It allows you to respond to your own suffering with the medicine that will truly heal. What is one word that describes the feeling of care for you? How do you recognize it in your own experience? Please share in the comments below. If this exploration was helpful, please like this video and subscribe to the Mindful Compass. Thank you for exploring this with me. May you meet your own heart with gentle clarity, and may you find the path to a peace that is both vibrant and alive.